seconds.
Commercials at a total cost of some $9 million to cover the shuttle disaster. And as always, they were presenting the story as they were gathering it, a necessity that puts anchors, correspondents, and producers under intense pressure to speak accurately and responsibly, with millions of viewers and an army of media critics judging every word. The networks were also addressing different audiences at the same time. They ran the tape of the explosion over and over because literally thousands of new viewers were joining the audience every minute. Nielsen ratings estimates show that in the 5 hours after the explosion, some 55 million households were watching one of the three networks. On a typical day in January, only 34 million households are tuned to one of the three commercial networks. And because the cameras were there to record a moment of pride and triumph, they caught a special moment of horror when Christa McCullough's parents watched the shuttle explode. Was it intrusive? Probably, but then all journalism is intrusive in one way or another. And as famed child psychologist Lee Salk said, seeing the family reminds us of why we felt such shock and lets us know that such feelings are part of being human. All that Tuesday and into the night, those who had made space their artistic canvas, writers such as James Michener and Ray Bradbury, and those who had conquered space, like famed pilot Chuck Yeager, came before us to speak about the disaster. As President Reagan said Friday, television became, for them and for viewers, a way to move beyond the numbness and
the tower.
Control.
Roger, roll, Challenger.
Good roll program confirmed. Challenger now heading down range. Engines beginning throttling down now at 94%. Normal throttles for most of the flight, 104%. We'll throttle down to 65% shortly. Engines at 65%, 3 engines running normally, 3 good fuel cells, 3 good APUs. Velocity 2,257 feet per second. Altitude 4.3 nautical miles. Downrange distance 3 nautical miles. Engines throttling up. 3 engines now at 104%.
Challenger, go at throttle up.
Challenger, go at throttle up.
One minute, 15 seconds. Velocity 2,900 feet per second. Altitude 9 nautical miles. Downrange distance 7 nautical miles. Flight controllers here looking very carefully at the situation. Obviously a major malfunction. We have no downlink. From the flight dynamics officer that the vehicle has exploded. Flight director confirms that. We are looking at checking with the recovery forces to see what can be done at this point.
Today is a day for mourning and remembering. Nancy and I are pained to the core by the tragedy of the Shuttle Challenger. We know we share this pain with all of the people of our country. This is truly a national loss. We mourn 7 heroes: Michael Smith, Dick Scobie, Judith Resnick, Ronald McNair, Ellison Onizuka, Gregory Jarvis, and Christa McCullough. We mourn their loss as a nation together. The crew of the Space Shuttle Challenger honored us for the manner in which they lived their lives. We will never forget them, nor the last time we saw them, this morning, as they prepared for their journey and waved goodbye and slipped the surly bonds of earth to touch the face of God.
Before the shock settled, the search began. A piece of the shuttle cabin washed ashore, the word rescue visible on an emergency panel. Specialists took to the sea, picking up debris, and scientists set aside their emotions to study the reasons why.
Recovery of large pieces of the Space Shuttle Challenger began to provide clues, not answers, but clues, to the mystery of why it exploded in flight. The intensive search for parts of the missing shuttle has already salvaged an unexpectedly large variety of material. Included are parts of the Challenger's nose section, a cargo bay door, sections of the wing, and even a fragment of human bone. More than 3 tons of wreckage have been collected. Coast Guard, Navy, Air Force, NASA, and civilian searchers combed an 8,000 square mile section of the sea and beach, using divers and even submarines. The submarines probed the possibility that the shuttle's reinforced crew cabin might be found in one piece. NASA continues to discourage speculation about the cause of the disaster, insisting that only its investigative review board will be able to say with certainty what happened. But rocket experts and engineers outside the agency offered several theories. One theory is the possibility that a blowtorch-like flame from a solid fuel booster touched off the explosion in the main liquid fuel tank. The solid fuel booster survived the initial explosion, careening away to be destroyed by NASA before approaching populated areas. Sections of these boosters have been recovered. Other possible causes suggested by engineers were a rupture in the liquid fuel tank or splintering of metal fragments from turbines or pumps. NASA's official review board worked around the clock this week seeking answers, but those answers are not expected anytime soon. For the Week in Review, I'm Charles Hoff.
In every corner of the country this week, people gathered to share tears and pay last respect to the astronauts who died in pursuit of their dreams.
The nation's tribute culminated in a memorial just outside Mission Control in Houston. There, President Reagan led the astronauts' colleagues and families in mourning.
Sometimes when we reach for the stars, we fall short. But we must pick ourselves up again and press on, despite the pain. Our nation is indeed fortunate that we can still draw on immense reservoirs of courage, character, and fortitude. That we're still blessed with heroes like those of the Space Shuttle Challenger.
The President and Mrs. Reagan then comforted the grieving families. Overhead, 4 jets screamed by in the missing man formation. There were other tributes in other places, especially the hometowns. The residents of Concord, New Hampshire had mourned Christa McAuliffe for days, but on Friday, they gathered once more for an official memorial at the steps of the State House. Judy Resnick was honored with synagogue services in Akron, Ohio. Services for Ron McNair were held at his alma mater, where another famous graduate praised the black astronaut as a man of courage, skill, and dedication. The Naval Academy paid tribute to its graduate, Challenger's pilot Michael Smith. The entire crew was honored with a special plaque at the Air and Space Museum in Washington. A candlelight vigil at Canaveral Beach. A moment of silence at the New York Stock Exchange. And in Los Angeles, 1 million school children fell silent at the exact moment when Christa McAuliffe would have taught her first lesson from space. There were even interplanetary tributes for the astronauts, the Soviet Union will name 2 craters on Venus after the 2 women on the Challenger. And the U.S. may immortalize the astronauts on the newly discovered moons of Uranus.
Then perhaps, Mr. Speaker, we ought to consider naming at least 7 of those moons after these 7 departed brothers and sisters.
But perhaps the most down-to-earth memorial was a wreath, placed at the spot where the Challenger fell from the sky.
When the Week in Review continues, concern for the children Krista McAuliffe inspired.
And a look at the future of America's space program after this.
Ball drops down in Times Square. Yeah. So get on your feet and show us your dancing for the last time in 1986. All you folks at home, come on, get up, stand up, join us. Don't worry about it. Now, don't worry about missing the ball. We'll let you know when it's time for the big countdown. Okay? So come on, everybody, shake your hands, make a friend. Left in this year. Can you believe it? For 2 minutes now. Hold everything. Wait, stop the music. You ready? We just got the word that it's 2 minutes before midnight. Now, you know what that means. Let's go to Times Square and back to CBS's Fred Musburger for the main event.
Gladys, thank you very much. You know, I never get to spend New Year's Eve with my family. This is the first time the 4 of us have been together in over a decade. I'm normally off covering the Cotton Bowl or some other game. My wife, Arlene, and my sons, Scott and Blake, we decided to spend a quiet evening yelling at each other at Times Square. And we sure want to send along the happiest of New Year's to your family. So, Happy New Year from all of us down here. Boys, Happy New Year. All right. We have got a little over a minute and a half now. So how about some resolutions? You know, in sports, I'd love to see a ban on artificial turf. I'd like to see a qualified black assistant coach hired as a head coach in the NFL. I'd like to see all sporting events decided in the last 2 minutes. And I'd like to have my family with me on more New Year's Eves. We have got 1 minute and 16 seconds to go now. The final minute is about ready to tick down, and that ball will start descending, and 1987 will be upon us. So here it comes. 55 seconds. Inside of 50. 45. 30 seconds. The ball is coming down. 19, 18, 17, 15, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New Year, boys!
Terrific time this New Year's Eve, and the party is going on and on and on. Coming up, an exciting new hit with Freddie Jackson and Melba Moore. Glenn Campbell sings his golden hits. More Air Supply from Walt Disney World, plus a big dance production at the Magic Castle. Happy 1987, America. Don't you go away.
A lot to look forward to coming up over the next few programs. Jimmy and I will be back with you tomorrow morning, but Jane is going back home. And you'll be back next week?
On Monday morning, I will be reunited with John Palmer and Willard Scott and Gene Shalit, whom I have not seen in entirely too long, and I very much look forward to seeing you. But I'll miss you guys. Be honest. Oh, great. We're doing the Olympic coverage in the morning with Jane Pauley, that famous
We never said that. We never said
No,
we
but
would
I could
have.
see it. It's been great.
We've had a good time, and I know you've had some moments to take back with you to remember.
Yeah, I've seen quite a lot. I'm very grateful that I saw John Louganis win his springboard diving gold. I am very grateful that I did not see Greg Louganis hit his head on the springboard the day before in the preliminaries. I will regret forever that I will never see Dmitry Belozerchev do his 6 one-arm giants that he was going to do when he had that little problem on the high bar. I saw Janet Evans win a gold medal, I think, but she's so small and so fast it's hard to say if I saw it or not. And I saw FloJo break her world record there at the stadium this morning in the semifinals. And boy, a lot of world-class athletics.
You sure
all in one
did.
place.
Not only on the field, but also, what was your perception of Korea? I know you did a lot of traveling around the city the last couple of weeks.
Not enough. For some place where I've been 3 weeks, the distraction was the games. I would love to come back and give my attentions to Seoul and Korea one day.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you, We've had a great time here with you. You have a nice, safe trip back.
Carry on tomorrow.
Julie and I will be back with you tomorrow. We leave you, of course, with something, as we always do. In a competition like the Olympics, there are images that linger even after the scores and the times have faded into the pages of history. They are moments of glorious victory or painful defeat. They are moments that are the result of years of work and sacrifice. Here are such moments for the American athlete.
NBC News at this hour. I'm Tom Brokaw at the Kennedy Space Center, where we're still in a hole because of light winds at high altitudes, 30 to 40,000 feet. NASA now saying that they'll take it down to T-9, where there's a built-in hold, and then they'll try to decide whether they can get the Space Shuttle Discovery off the launch pad by 1:41 this afternoon. That's the close of the launch window for today. The astronauts are loaded into the orbiter. They're ready to go, but the winds are too light, and that could affect the maneuvering of the orbiter at high altitudes because of the programming in the computers there. Bob Bazell is standing by right now with me here at the Kennedy Space Center. Robert, if they don't go today, what happens?
Well, what happens, Tom, is that there's no other mechanical problem, then they can try again tomorrow. The difficulty with that is that tomorrow the forecast for a different kind of winds, the winds here at the surface, is that they're going to be too strong to permit a return to launch site in case of emergency. So there's a problem with the winds tomorrow. They can keep trying again and again. If the delay is only caused by the weather, they can keep trying for 6 days, and then they have to stop because of some batteries on board the satellite that's going to be carried into space. So we can have 6 days of trying because of the weather, but let's see if we make it today.
All right, Bob Bazell, who's down here with us, covering for NBC News, of course, what everyone hopes will be a successful launch today of the Space Shuttle Discovery. In the launch control room, the men who are making the decisions are already in place as well. The final go decision or no-go will be made by veteran astronaut Robert Crippen, who was on the first shuttle flight, of course. It's been 32 months since the Challenger accident. Everyone at NASA is very eager to get the Discovery off the ground and in a successful 4-day mission around the world so that they can get America's space program back on track. The 5 astronauts, as I say, are in the orbiter at this hour, but unless the winds pick up at high altitudes, they will not launch today. We'll be here throughout the day keeping you posted. I'm Tom Brokaw, NBC News at the Kennedy Space Center.
We now rejoin the program already in progress.
You just never know. Look at their team coming up. As always, Jim, these contestants coming out always keeps his chin up. Originally from Phoenix, Arizona, say hello to Marty Lamb.
Hello, Marty.
And her life is filled with mystery. From Los Angeles, California, they can too. Shoo Shoo Grant.
Hello there, Shoo Shoo. And we'll see you later with some bargain summer. Thank you. Let's get acquainted here. Shoo Shoo, right? Very unusual name. Your life is filled with mystery.
Yes, Jim. Earlier this year, I planned a mystery dinner party, and it was certainly a mystery to me when I cast my husband as the murderer.
Oh, that sounds like a very interesting idea there. But everybody played a part in the thing, does it?
And we had a butler named Jeeves and the whole bit. It was really a lot of fun.
Very inventive party. Nice to have you here. Marty, you always keep your chin up.
That's right, Jim. I love classical music. I've just started taking violin lessons,
It's a challenge, but I love it.
Well, good for you. That's
Thank you.
kind of nice. I'm not sure if the neighbors approve at this point.
They
but
complain, but...
That's kind of nice. It's something, rather than regretting that you didn't do it earlier, you're doing it.
Exactly.
That's very nice. Good to have you here. Well, there are always nice things on our last show. Kathleen won a wonderful trip to New Zealand. Well, the winner of today's match is going to get a trip to St. Thomas worth $4,500. So 2 trips in a row. $20 starts you all off. Let's get into the match with this. This year's Emmy for Best TV Drama went to what series about... Kathleen?
L.A. Law.
No, about yuppie couples. 30-something, and Kathleen jumped in there, loses 5. In what Japanese sport can you see a bunch of overweight men? Kathleen?
Sumo wrestling.
Shoving each other around in the ring. Yeah, that's what it is. 5 on the plus side puts you back to 20. What does a man who have too many of if he's described as polygamous? Shoo-shoo.
Too many wives.
That's right, yeah, wives, and you're on the plus side and in relief. When things are uncommonly quiet before trouble rears its ugly head, we often say it's, Kathleen?
The calm before the storm.
Very nicely done. I was going to give you part of it. You didn't need it. You're going to try with Shoo-shoo. What type of bar should you go to if you crave raw fish? Shoo-shoo.
A sushi bar.
That's the one, and Shoo-shoo goes into the lead. Well, for the first time in a while, someone other than our champion has the lead, and the player in the lead can buy bargain merchandise. When it comes up, Shoo-shoo, you've got a $5 lead over Kathleen, and this could be yours.
Shoo-shoo, the finest in fashion. Warren Z's Tangents, featuring a collection of updated separates for the contemporary woman. Ideal for career into evening. Tangents furnished by Warren Z. It's normally priced at $500, but today on Sale of the Century trips for only $5.
So, $500 worth of ladies' fashion, Shoo-shoo. I think that would be terrific. $500 worth of fashions for $5. Buy it. You'd be in a tie with Kathleen. If you bought it, I'll give you $100 in cash to go with it. $600 bargain for $5. Going once, going twice. No sale. Not even reaching. Close match, and maybe thinking about that $13,000 as well. We'll see. Howard Rollins may tell you to call him Mr. Tibbs. Kathleen?
In the Heat of the Night.
Because he plays him in the TV version of In the Heat of the Night. You're right, you tied Shoo-shoo for the lead. About midway between Los Angeles and El Paso, Texas, you'll find this capital city of Arizona. Marty?
Phoenix.
Where are you from, Marty?
Phoenix, Arizona.
You're right, yes, and you get 5, you go to 25. In the popular old poem, what kind of creature was Fuzzy Wuzzy? Marty?
Was a bear.
We've got a 3-way tie, yes. Oh, that heavy poetry will get him every time. Time for the fame game now, playing for control of the board and looking for a famous person. I am an actress, dancer, and singer who was married 5 times. First time at age 17. I was born in Missouri in 1911 with the name Virginia Catherine McMath. Starred in the musical Girl Crazy. In 1940, I won the Oscar for my starring role in the movie Kitty Foyle. I was paired in 10 films as the dancing partner of one of the best, Kathleen.
Ginger Rogers.
With Fred Astaire. Ginger Rogers is right. Yes, she won a dramatic Oscar for Kitty Foyle. You've got control. $10 money card wear.
Game number 4.
Well, as we lock the flashing lights into your buzzer, you could break the tie in your favor. Good luck.
Come on, $10 money card. Now.
She hits it. Kathleen hits that $10 money card. We add that to her score, and she jumps into the lead in a very close match. Back to it right after this commercial timeout.
These are the hands of an arthritic, hands that know painful stiffness. This is Arthritis Pain Formula from the makers of Anacin, with maximum strength caplets that give hours of relief from minor arthritis pain.
I have arthritis, but it doesn't have me.
After a couple of rainstorms, we found my granddaughter's favorite doll, Marjorie Azalea, in the mud. Imagine the dirt and grime. She was so upset. So I put Tide to the test.
Tide can do it. Power our ground in dirt and grime. Lots of tough stuff other liquids can't handle.
Good as new. Thanks for Tide. It's passed every cleaning test for me. Sincerely, Mel Hayes.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide.
Burger medium?
There are lots of burgers America goes out for, but there's only one America comes home for. Manwich, the burger with the works inside. Your ground beef and Manwich sauce all simmer together. Manwich, the burger with the works inside.
If you live in Los Angeles or plan to visit the LA area and you'd like to become a contestant on Sale of the Century, please call area code 213-284-8644. And now, back to Jim Perry and Sale of the Century.
Hi, thank you. I'd love to have you down here. Now let's get back to this very good match. Kathleen in the lead now with that $10 money card. $10 over Marty and Shoo Shoo. In England, this grain is generally given to horses. Marty.
Blueberries.
No. Oats. Oats. That's the one, yes. Deal is 5, Marty. I don't think that comes as a surprise. Conga and Rhythm is going to get you. Kathleen.
Miami Sound Machine.
Are two of the hits by Gloria Estefan and what? The Miami Sound Machine. You're right. You go to 45. For people on the go, what company will soon introduce a tiny new TV VCR unit called the Video Walkman? Shoo Shoo.
Sony.
Sony is right. And Shoo Shoo to 35. Birds are the only creatures that grow these light outer coverings which form their plume. Marty.
Feathers?
That's right. Only birds have feathers. Marty, back to the $30 mark. Yes. But with an instant bargain, Kathleen, who has already picked up a lot, now enjoys a $10 lead over Shoo Shoo, and you might enjoy this.
Kathleen, for the best seat at the ball game, watch it on Emerson's Deluxe 25-inch stereo color television. Features 140-channel cable TV compatibility, infrared remote control, and programmable sleep timer. A fine product furnished by Emerson. It's normally priced at $899, but today on Sale of the Century, just for only $10.
Well, Kathleen. New color TV, remote control, all the top-of-the-line things. What do you think? Do you need a new TV, Kathleen?
Yeah, the TV in the den is kind of...
Oh, well, let's help you out here. $899. Buy it for $10. You'd be in a tie with Shoo Shoo. And if it's kind of, I'll give you $200 in cash to go with it. That's over a $1,000 bargain, and you'd be in a tie with Shoo Shoo going once, going twice. No sale. I thought you needed a new TV.
Yeah, but Shoo Shoo is very good also.
Are you thinking of maybe the 13,000 coming up that you've missed 2 shows in a row?
Yeah.
All right, let's get back with this for 5. An 11-year-old boy recently set a record as the youngest person, Shoo Shoo.
To fly an airplane across the United States?
No, youngest person to swim this body of water between Britain and France. An 11-year-old just swam the English Channel. Shoo Shoo loses 5. What is your doctor referring to if he says you have AB or RH positive, Marty?
Your blood type.
That's exactly right. Now, Marty, you're second place at 35. The Cyclone State is the fitting nickname for this Midwestern Shoo Shoo.
Kansas?
That's exactly right, and the game gets closer. You tied Marty for second. While still in the White House, which of our presidents sent out invitations to the wedding of his daughter, Patricia? Kathleen?
Nixon.
Nixon is right, and Kathleen hits the $50 mark. Yes. Well, President Nixon's sense of humor was mainly unintentional. During his trip to China, for example, he stood atop the Great Wall of China and said, "This is a great wall." Good. We'll be right back.
Here's a cute new magic mushroom. Where's the old one?
This is it.
Smells like new.
This must be the old one.
Smells like new to me.
Airwick's magic mushroom smells like new day after day.
New, like new, like new.
Airwick magic mushroom.
14 years of marriage, you think you know someone. And then one night, it's like a different woman. Oh, I admit it was kind of exciting. A plain old Tuesday night, and suddenly, pie for dessert.
Mrs. Smith's ready-to-serve desserts.
An honest-to-goodness lemon meringue pie. On a Tuesday. I don't know, one day same old, the next day, boom.
I like to keep them guessing.
They won't be expecting it, but they're gonna love it. Mrs. Smith's desserts. Surprise someone tonight.
This dresser was the first thing we bought when we got married. A lot's changed since then. But one thing stayed the same. I've dusted it with Pledge every week. And now Endust says, watch out for buildup. After 16 years, come on. Dusting with Pledge is what keeps it beautiful. Look, Endust evaporates, leaving wood as dry and unprotected as before. But a Pledge shine protects beautifully.
With Pledge, dusting can be beautiful.
16 years, and still counting.
When fashion flair needs special care, try Woolite in your machine.
For dresses and skirts and delicate shirts, it's a special kind of clean. Woolite in your machine. A name you can trust when safety's a must. Woolite in your machine. From active wear to evening wear, whatever clothes need special care, trust Woolite in your machine. Woolite in your machine.
If you took an Actifed tablet for your cold, there's something you should know. Contact 12-hour caplets work twice as long.
Gesundheit.
Until there's a cure, there's Contact.
Some of today's Sale of the Century participants will receive your choice of Lucien Piccard's Royal Collection. Crafted for dress or sportswear, stylish two-tone bracelet features date display and has Swiss movement designed for accuracy. Furnished by Lucien Piccard. And now, back to Sale of the Century.
Thank you, Don. Kathleen has now taken over the lead, $15 lead over Marty and Shoo Shoo. And, of course, that big instant cash is coming up a little later. Right now, a $15 money card is coming up on the board with a fame game and a famous thing. I am a game that was invented 97 years ago with 9 players on the side. I was created for the purpose of keeping 18 students physically fit during the winter. I'm now played in high schools, colleges, and by professionals. Shoo Shoo.
Basketball?
You know it was originally played with 9 people on the side? That is exactly right. Basketball it is. Did you know that about the 9 people, or did Winter give it to you?
I knew nothing. It was a guess.
Good. Well, it was a very good guess here. I didn't know that about the 9 people. $15 money card. Where, son?
It's the end of number 2.
Well, Kathleen hit one before. If you hit this now, you'll tie Kathleen for the lead. Good luck.
Come on, $15 money card now.
No, lands on number 8, and she gets...
It's a phone and answering machine. Vodafone 3530 answering device is an electronic utility, and 8410 feature phone offers automatic dialing of up to 32 pre-programmed numbers. Furnished by Vodafone.
Nice prize worth well over $300. Yours to keep, and you are still very close. The 3 of you try this for 5. In 1782, George Washington created this colorful medal to honor soldiers wounded in action. Marty.
Red Cross?
No. No, George Washington goes way back. The Purple Heart. You're wounded or killed in action, the Purple Heart. Marty takes a backward step. Although he was born in Peekskill, New York, this actor became known as Australia's heartthrob. Shoo Shoo.
Mel Gibson?
That's right. Mel Gibson was born in New York, and Shoo Shoo gets closer. She's at 40. In astrology, what word describes a daily forecast? Shoo Shoo.
A horoscope.
Yes, and you're within $5 of Kathleen with that correct answer. But with the instant cash for the 3rd show in a row, Kathleen, you have the lead. 2 boxes have $100 bills. She's found the $100 bills twice, but she hasn't found the big amount, so today it stands at $13,000. Plus the amount of your lead if you want to go for it. You've got a $5 lead, which she's going to risk. We'll knock the 5 off. Kathleen, now, your instincts haven't been right the last couple of shows. How are they today?
I'm going to try number 2 again.
Number 2. Well, it's always random, as I've said. If you are right, you are $13,000 richer.
13,000.
She got it! She hit it! $13,000. 3 times she tried for it. Did you try number 2 all 3 times? The last time was 2? It paid off this time. Congratulations. What a wonderful total Kathleen's got. Back to the match right after this commercial timeout. Way to go. Woo.
A cheese riddle. Mom, what do you get when you grate and melt cheddar cheese over a plain baked potato? Oohs and ahs. That's right, Mom. Cheese does make it taste even better, so don't forget the cheese.
Sears Portrait Studios present some great new faces. New faces captured by the photo experts at Sears.
Buy 2 8x10s, 3 5x7s, and 15 wallets for only $16.95 and get a free 10x13 wall portrait.
So if your family has a great new face, Sears is the place to take that face. Sears, your money's worth and a whole lot more.
Since the turn of the century, there have been 16 presidents and 1 original Bengay. There have been 580 Nobel Prize winners and 1 original Bengay. There have been 12 men who walked on the moon and 1 original Bengay. But now we're introducing a different formula, Bengay Warming Ice. It goes on cool, then warms as its scent disappears. For fast relief of minor arthritis pain, Warming Ice. For Bengay, it's a once-in-a-lifetime introduction.
It's new. It's new. It's new.
In case you haven't heard the news,
New. It's new.
the taste of Hershey's chocolate milk now comes in a mix. Introducing rich, chocolatey Hershey's chocolate milk mix.
It's new.
Yes, sir.
Listen carefully. If we don't make 100 cases of they will lose the account. Go back.
This won't happen if you use our free phone card. For fiber optic long distance that sounds the best and costs less, call U.S. Sprint now.
Kathleen Johnson, congratulations. Took you 3 shots at it, and you finally did it. A lot of cash. Your cash total now is over $25,000. Without even the prizes. Any idea what you might do with the cash?
Pay off some bills, take Dad to New Zealand. I thought I was going to have to pick either Mom or Dad to go. I can take both now.
Oh, well, that's terrific. They will both enjoy it, and I think you'll have a little left over with all of that bundle there. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Now let's get back to business with Kathleen and Shushu now on a tie, and Marty just 15 behind. It was once called LaFleur's Bluff, but we know it now as the capital and largest city of Mississippi. Marty.
Biloxi.
No. Jackson. Jackson is the capital. Marty loses 5. This American actor has written over 30 plays. Kathleen.
Sam Shepard?
Yeah, that's right. You put actor and playwright together. It's got to be Sam Shepard. You're back in the belief. If a U.S. citizen wages war against our country or gives aid to the enemy, Kathleen.
Treason.
Treason is the crime, and the champion now with a $10 lead. But a big $25 money card up there could be the difference in a close match as we play the final fame game and look for a famous thing. I am an animal whose ancestors were about 7.5 feet long, thousands of years ago. But today, I'm about half that length. I live in rivers, streams, and lakes near woodlands. Marty.
Beaver?
That's right, for control of the board. Yes, a beaver was just a much larger animal. Well, Marty, a very important control of the board for you now with a $25 money card. Where's something?
It's down to number 1.
Hit that, you would be trailing Kathleen by $5 going into the speed round. Good luck.
Come on, $25 money card.
No! No, lands on number 6, and he gets...
It's mystery money or try again.
Well, that poses a problem. You are trailing by $30. 2 money cards to shoot for. We could start the lights flashing, or you could pocket some cash. Your decision.
I will go for the money.
Gonna take the money. What is he gonna get? $600 in cash. That goes right into your pocket, Marty. That is yours to keep. And now, talking about trips, trip to New Zealand on the last show, trip to St. Thomas on the line right now, plus a crack at the winner's big money game as we finish it up with the speed round. 60 seconds, please, on the clock. It is Kathleen at 55, Shushu at 45, Marty at 25. And we start the speed round now. In a hardware store, what tool comes in the varieties hand, hack, cross, Shushu?
Saw.
Right. What type of institutions are the Guggenheim, the Prado? Kathleen?
Museums.
Right. What popular drink is considered the most nourishing of all foods? Shushu.
Milk.
Right. In what U.S. state did prospectors call the 49ers? Marty.
California.
Right. What bluish-green stone is usually set in silver? Shushu.
Turquoise.
Right. In 1626, what island did Peter Minuet buy from the Indians? Kathleen.
Manhattan.
Right. The macho actor who plays vigilante Paul Kersey? Marty.
Benson.
Wrong. Named for a state in Mexico, what is the smallest breed of dog? Shushu.
Chihuahua.
Right. On a romantic evening, a couple who spot a meteor would call it a shushu.
Star.
Right. What biblical character did Charlton Heston portray in the movie that shushu?
Moses.
Right. From what country did ballet stars Baryshnikov and Nureyev? Kathleen.
Russia.
Right. Name the Civil War nurse who wrote the novels. Kathleen.
Florence Nightingale.
Wrong. In the Bible story, who dreamt of a wonderful ladder stretching between heaven and Shushu? Time is up, and Shushu, you have won it. You didn't have a chance to answer. It didn't make any difference. Great finish for Shushu Grant. Back to the new champion in a moment. Who dreamt of a wonderful ladder stretching between heaven and earth. If that was Jacob who did that, you didn't lose anything on it because the time ran out before you needed to give us an answer. You may have given us a correct answer. It didn't make any difference. The ones, however, that crossed the chat. First of all, Marty missed Death Wish. Charles Bronson is the man who played Paul Kersey. And Kathleen, the difference between losing and a tie was this one. Named the Civil War nurse who wrote the novels Little Men and Little Women, and I bet you know it.
Louisa Alcott.
That's right. Louisa May Alcott was a Civil War nurse, so we have to say goodbye to our champion with that one. But Kathleen cannot feel too badly. In 3 shows, beautiful gold ring, stereo, a grill, the cycle, the chest, the desk, the garage door opener, the flooring, and a trip to New Zealand, which you and the entire family will enjoy, and $25,565 in cash for a grand total in excess in 3 shows of over $36,000. Congratulations. Kathleen, fine champion.
I've had the greatest time.
That's lovely. You did well. Well, Marty, you looks like you made the right decision there. You picked up that cash. You've got yourself $625 in cash. Thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you, Jim. I had a great time.
That's nice to hear. But Shoo Shoo came from behind to win it. Shoo Shoo, talking about trips, I think you're a married lady, right?
Yes, I am.
Well, maybe you'll pick your husband to go with you on this trip.
Shoo Shoo gets set for paradise on Earth on this fantastic trip to the Virgin Islands. We'll fly you and a guest from Los Angeles to St. Thomas for a 6-night stay at Bluebeard's Castle Hotel in the Virgin Islands. Deluxe accommodations, dining and entertainment, poolside living, tennis, and fantastic Magens Bay Beach nearby. Furnished by Bluebeard's Castle Hotel. This prize is worth $4,590.
That'll be a lovely trip for you and your husband. Now Shoo Shoo's going to take a very short trip. She's going to join me to play the winner's big money game. Come on, Shoo Shoo. Well, congratulations. Where does the name Shoo Shoo come from?
It's a French term of endearment. My grandmother named it.
It's a very pretty name. Congratulations. You defeated a tough champion. Now, not only that great trip, but now you're playing the winner's big money game for $5,000.
Oh, I can't wait.
Let's get to it. 3 envelopes, red, yellow, or blue. Which one's it going to be?
Well, my red dress is lucky, so I'll go for red.
Somehow I figured you were going to take red. Now, we want you to solve 4 puzzles in 20 seconds. You do that, you've made yourself $5,000. Clock starts with the first word of each puzzle is revealed. It stops when you hit that plunger to give me an answer. Now, this is your first time here. Remember, you've got to stop that clock by hitting the plunger, and then you've got to give me an answer right away. So, good luck.
Thank you.
20 seconds on the clock, and the first puzzle starts now. Fictional boy picked peck. Yes?
Peter Piper.
That's right. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Got that one right on target with your first correct answer. You need 3 more before the clock hits 00. You're right on target with 15 seconds. Take a look at the next puzzle. Now, large auto company, Lee Iacocca. Yes?
Chrysler?
That's right, yes. Well, thought you might jump in there on Lee and not wait for the... Couldn't remember the auto company. Well, you're at the halfway mark. You got a little behind now, 8 seconds. You do have a little catching up to do, but you can do it. Let's look at the next puzzle. Now, show, stars, Betty. Yes?
Golden Girls.
B. Rue and Estelle. Golden Girls is right. 1 more before the clock is 00. You're cutting it close. It's like 4 seconds. So you're going to have to get an instinct, but you do have the time if you can get an instinct with this next puzzle that comes in now. Family, name, actresses. Oh, Vanessa Lynch. Yeah, that Lee Iacocca is the one across here. If you jumped in on Lee, if you had thought of Chrysler at all, then you would have had it, I know. However, you've got that great trip, and you seem very thrilled about that trip to St. Thomas. That's like, as we were going into this, I knew you were saying, I got a trip, right? All right, let's go into a commercial now. We'll think about the trip right after this. Way to go. I'm sorry about that.
Fresh scent Clorox, fresh scent Clorox, oh, yeah. Fresh scent Clorox, please forget it smells so good. Fresh scent Clorox, fresh scent Clorox, oh, yeah. Fresh scent Clorox, please forget it smells so good. Fresh scent Clorox, fresh scent Clorox, oh, yeah. Fresh scent Clorox, please forget it smells so good.
Bye, Mom. Ooh, brownies.
Turtle brownies, Duncan High. You know that I
You made it?
can't help myself. It's Duncan High and nobody else.
Turtle brownies with so much caramel and crunchy nuts, it's hard to pull yourself away. Aren't you late for your date?
Can't help myself. It's Duncan High and nobody else.
Help yourself.
I right, we have our new champion, Shoo Shoo Grant. Summer's got some tickets for you. You are off to St. Thomas. Ever been there?
No, I've never been to the Caribbean.
Should be great. Shoo Shoo will be back here with $4,909 on sale of the century. Bye for now.
Tonight, the USA takes on Brazil in the men's volleyball semifinal. An American Tim Mayotte goes for the gold against Miloslav Mechir in the men's tennis final. The Olympics are live tonight, only on NBC.
Tale of the Century stars Jim Perry. This is Don Morrow speaking. Tale of the Century is a Reg Grundy production.
Since 1984, the USA men have dominated the world of volleyball. Tonight, they play Brazil for the right to defend their Olympic title. USA boxers are one step away from the gold, and the battle at center court will be for Olympic gold. The Olympics are live and only on NBC.
Be a friend, a real friend. Help someone to just say no to drugs, and you'll be helping them to say yes to a whole lot more.
Cosmetic surgery? If you think it could improve your life, you should speak to the highly trained surgeons at Profiles and Contours. At Profiles and Contours, each patient receives the personal care and attention of a board-certified surgeon, and their computer imaging system will show how you could look before surgery, not after. So discover the difference. Call 861-4100 now for your free consultation. You can feel good about yourself. Call 861-4100 now.
But make it sizzle with fresh American lamb. Find more lamb recipes at these supermarkets.
Today on Live at 5, team coverage of the space shuttle launch.
Behind these numbers is a puzzle. Can you solve it? H plus ear, here. Meow plus T, meow. Hear me out. If you can do that, you could win one of these 8 fabulous cards as we play Classic Concentration. And here's the host of Concentration, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Gene. Oh, good audience in our studio today. Welcome to Classic Concentration. Those of you who've been watching our programs this week know that our regular lady, Marjorie Goodson, is away on her honeymoon for another week and a half, as a matter of fact, and we have been featuring different people from our Classic Concentration staff. We're going to continue with that today. We have a nice Irish champion to welcome back to the program. Let's go say hello to him, shall we? His name is Sean Kelso. He's won a few $1,000s in prizes, and we're happy to have you back with us. Wearing the green today.
You betcha. Gotta be Irish.
Ah, you bet. And Robin Harris is also wearing the green. Are you Irish?
No, I'm not. I'm Polish.
Polish?
Yes.
So you're married?
Yes, I'm married.
Have any children?
I have a 2.5-year-old little boy, Zachary, and another one on the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Soon?
February.
February. Oh, you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
You want to win some prizes?
Of course I do.
Want to have some fun?
A lot.
Okay, I mentioned a moment ago that we are featuring various members of our Classic Concentration staff. Here is Sherry Marshall to show the two of you a great shopping spree.
This shopaholic's dream, a shopping spree in renowned Fred Heyman's Giorgio Beverly Hills, where you could choose from a full array of dressy and casual attire and or accessories furnished by Fred Heyman's Giorgio Beverly Hills. Alex.
I got the feeling looking at Sherry that she would enjoy shopping at Giorgio's for all of those prizes. All right, oh, sunglasses, yeah. I think a lot of the ladies on our program have been severely influenced by Marjorie. We'll have to deal with that at some other time. But right now, I want to show you guys where you'll find that prize on the board. Number 8, Beverly Hills shopping spree. Close that door. And now, Robin, start opening doors. You're the challenger. You go first.
Okay, let's see what's behind number 10.
Puerto Vallarta Fiesta.
I would love to go there.
Okay, let's see if we can match that under number 12.
Toaster oven broiler. Oh, come on, audience. What's the deal here? You go, oh, for a Porta Vallarta and nothing for the toaster oven broiler. Good. Sean?
Let's get a wild card under number 20.
Wild card under number 20. All right, this audience is with you, Sean. Now, what are you going to pair that up with?
Number 10.
Now, you see, you two did the same thing. You passed on the toaster oven broiler.
Oh, gee.
Boy, you'll have a rough time living that one down. Well, let's show you where the other Porta Vallarta Fiesta is. It's at number 1. And now that prize slides into position behind you, and you get a look, the first look, at our puzzle.
No.
Still too early?
Still too early.
All right, we're going to take our first commercial break, so you think about what you have just seen, and when we come back, you'll get to select again. But first, this for you.
Here's something totally different. Summer's Eve Feminine Wash. The first external feminine hygiene wash. It's non-irritating, so you can feel fresh and confident every day. Summer's Eve Feminine Wash. The first cleanser for women only.
Crime. It can happen to you. The vent. The lift. The choplifter. Canines corrupted by their craving for hearty tender chops. They're like real meat chops with a tender meaty middle surrounded by the crunch of bone. Help stop a choplifter before he starts. Buy a meaty tender chops and all tender style too.
Hi. Is this your sign? It is now. You look wonderful. Did you stop eating? No, I stopped cheating. Accutrim helped.
Accutrim helps control your appetite all day, including the cheating hours, 3 p.m. till bedtime. Accutrim helps you beat the cheating hours.
All right, Sean. You made a match a moment ago, and you get to select again, so do it.
Oh, let's find another wild card under number 17.
Do we have one there for you? No, we've got diamond earrings.
Diamond earrings. Ooh. I know someone that would like those.
So do I.
I'd better find a pair.
I hope it's not the same person.
So do I. Let's find a match for those diamond earrings under number 24.
Toaster oven broiler. See, you passed on it a while ago, and now Robin has a chance to win
I would love a toaster oven broiler because mine broke. So
okay,
I'd like number 12.
Yes.
And number 24.
12 and 24 adds up to a toaster oven broiler. Robin, take a look at the puzzle now.
Don't know.
Go again.
Okay. Let's see what's behind number 11. Green.
Red.
Red.
That's a red take. Red take.
I'm colorblind.
Oh,
Okay.
are you really?
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's see if we can find a take under number 3.
Wild card. All right. Gonna get yourself a take. The other one at number 19. Here you go, Robin. He's got a Porta Vallarta vacation. Now, what do you want to do?
I think I'll wait and see if I can solve it, and then I'll do it. So, well, if he solves it and I take it, then he doesn't get it. So.
Oh, gee whiz.
That's a very generous attitude on your part. It may backfire on you, however. I feel I have to warn you about that, because if, you could lose control of the board, he gets control of the board, and he might wind up winning it. But it might work out for you. Hey, let's find out. Let's open these 3 doors. Now, if you can solve the puzzle, it would be a good idea not to do it, maybe.
No, I can't solve it.
All right, select again.
Okay, let's see what's behind the corner in 21.
Crystal tableware.
Let's see if we can find a wild card or a match for that tableware under 25.
Oak dining room set. No match for your challenger. Sean, how are you
Let's
going to
open
make
some
a match?
Well, I got to open some more of that board so I can get that puzzle. Let's see what's under number 9.
An attaché case.
Ooh. Ooh. No college student should be with that one. Let's find a match for that under number 23.
Beverly Hills shopping spree. No match for you. Robin?
I believe that was under number 8.
Number 8. Beverly Hills shopping
Match
spree.
for the shopping spree under number 23.
23. Now, that's a good prize. That's going up there with a choice toaster oven broiler. And I'll ask you again, you want to use the tape?
Not yet.
All right. Let's open these two doors for Robin Harris. What do you say? You say you're going to select two more numbers, I bet. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay, let's see what's behind the corner number 5.
Dishwasher.
My mother could use that desperately. Let's see if there's
Does
a
your
match.
mother do your dishes? Is that what you're implying?
No.
She does her own dishes?
Yes.
This would help her.
Yes.
Good thinking.
Let's see if there's a match behind 17.
Diamond earrings. When I saw that D, I thought for a moment that it would be the dishwasher. Didn't work out. Sean.
Ooh, let's find out what's under number 15.
Ooh, I agree with you. Yes. That's the attaché case.
Yeah. Went there twice before. Let's find a match for that at 25.
No, that's the oak dining set, so we go right back to Robin.
Okay, what's behind number 7?
I'll show you. It's the dishwasher.
Oh, my. And was that behind number 5?
Yep.
All right.
Happy mom if you win the game. Dishwasher's up there. Down in front of you, very, very noticeable is the red tape.
I know. I think I might have to take it now.
Now?
Yeah.
Now is a good time to take it. Puerto Vallarta, leave Sean and join Robin on her side of the board. That may indicate that she feels that she's close to solving this puzzle. Let's find out as we open these two doors. Go again.
Okay, let's see what's behind number 6.
Crystal tableware. Where did we see that?
Oh, boy. I'm not sure. How about number 9?
No, that's the attaché case. All right, a double break here for Sean, if he has been concentrating.
Let's go back to my number 15 again.
We'll find your attaché case there.
And a match for that at number 9.
That's the match. And that's a prize on your side and your opportunity right now to solve the puzzle.
Oh, at a loss.
Again.
Let's turn over number 14.
Oak dining room set.
And a match for that under number 25.
Oak dining room set. Another match, another prize, another chance to solve it. Look at it.
Can't do it.
Solve it again.
Let's turn over number 2.
Wild card. Anything you want, Sean. Anything at all.
Let's turn over number 17.
Diamond earring. Natural match for that would have occurred if you had selected 13. That prize is up there. 3 doors opening for you, Sean. Will you solve the puzzle and take the lead in the match? Let's see. Go again.
Let's see what's under number 22.
Green take.
Green take. Ooh. Let's get a match for that green take under number 4.
Green take. Here's the green take. You want to do what Robin did a little while ago and wait, or do you want to use it now?
I want to use it now.
See anything you like?
Puerto Vallarta looks really good. I think I want to go there.
I thought you might want it back. All right, let's take it away from Robin, put it on Sean's side. Robin, I believe, can solve the puzzle. She nods in agreement. She may never have an opportunity to do that. Sean, can you solve it right now?
Oh,
all you have to do right now is match one item, and the other will match automatically. Can you do it? Select 2 numbers.
Number 16.
Car stereo and speakers. We haven't seen that.
And a match for that under 21.
Crystal tableware. No match for him. Robin?
Number 18.
Car stereo and speakers.
Number 16 for the
That
speakers.
makes it a match. That prize will go up on your side of the board. We'll open those 2 doors. You don't have to solve the puzzle because 6 and 21 will match also. That's the crystal tableware. That prize is up there. And now, Robin, for all of these prizes, solve this puzzle, please.
Is it chimney sweep?
Is it chimney sweep? Yes, it is. Congratulations. Way to go, Robin. All right. Did you figure it out at home? Take another look at it as I explain it. CH plus him for chim, plus the arrows pointing at the knee. Chimney, S plus the lady is weeping. Chimney sweep. Chimney sweep. What a solution for this young lady. And what an assortment of prizes. Gene, tell her.
a toaster oven and broiler, a service merchandise gift certificate with which you may select a toaster oven and broiler or other top name brands from our catalog or redeem at any one of our many stores furnished by Service Merchandise, and crystal tableware, a Princess House gift certificate for beautiful hand-blown and lead crystal, elegant tableware and decorative accessories furnished by Princess House, and a dishwasher, a Whirlpool Power Clean Energy Saver portable convertible or under-counter dishwasher with Power Clean washing system and exclusive in-the-door silverware basket furnished by Whirlpool, and a car stereo with speakers, Fultron digital AM/FM car stereo cassette mini equalizer amplifier and three-way composite speakers furnished by Arthur Fulmer, and of course the elegant Beverly Hills shopping spree, prizes totaling $2,525.
There you go. Light goes on in front of you. You've got the lead in the match. All you have to do is win one more game. We're going to take a break. Game number 2 after this.
You've always trusted Woolite to care for your sweaters. Wouldn't you love to get that same Woolite care for your rugs and for your chairs? Well, try Woolite Deep Cleaning Rug Cleaner and Woolite Upholstery Cleaner. Trust Woolite care for rugs and chairs.
If you were your cat, would you want plain cat food? Even gourmet cat food? No. You'd want the foods cats have loved for as long as cats have lived. In your heart, you'd hunger for the rich, meaty pieces you can only find in Amore chicken hearts and liver dinner. If you truly want the best for your cat, look beyond gourmet. Give your cat Amore.
Who makes microwave pancakes so fluffy and light? Pancakes so extraordinary could only be from Pillsbury. We make our pancakes with flair. These are lighter than air.
So light and fluffy.
Why, they're puffy. How can it be? 'Cause they're from me. So fluffy and light. Here, have another bite. Night, night. Love it from the oven.
Peace and quiet are not part of this job. Headaches are. I used to take aspirin or Tylenol, but today my choice is Advil. My doctor told me to try Advil. He said it contains the same medicine as in the prescription brand Motrin. Just one Advil is as effective as 2 regular strength Tylenol. Advil gets rid of my headaches, and it's gentler to my stomach than aspirin. For headaches, Advil. Tablets and caplets. Advanced medicine for pain.
The next time you have a glass of orange juice, tomato, or grapefruit, think about this. You get more of 7 important vitamins and minerals in a glass of great-tasting Sunsweet prune juice. Sunsweet. Here's to your health.
Robin Harris is in the lead in our match. We're going to start game number 2, and we have one of these prizes, lovely prizes, to show you. I'd like you to meet a lady who works on our staff. Her name is Beverly Pomeranz, and she sets a nice table.
This beautiful formal pattern service for 8 is designed to go from freezer to conventional or microwave oven to table, furnished by Goebel, United States. Alex.
She sets a nice table, but she's a little sloppy when it comes to drinking coffee or tea. Here's where you're going to find, thank you. Here's where you're going to find that prize, players. At number 10, China Dinnerware. Now, let's close that door and open 4 others to start this game. Number 2, number 11. Number 15, and finally, number 17. Sean, you're trailing in the match. Select.
Let's open some of that board. I need number 14, please.
Here it is, Grill and Range.
Let's get a match for that Grill and Range under number 7.
No, a word processor. Robin, over to you.
Okay, let's try the corner at number 1.
Silver gift certificate.
Okay, and let's see if we can match that silver gift certificate under the opposite corner at 25.
Nope, that's the word processor. Break for Sean, maybe?
Yes, let's open door number 7.
Word processor?
Ah, yes. And a match for that at 25.
You got it. And you also get a prize sliding into position on your side. Take a look at the puzzle right now. You going to solve it real fast and tie the match?
No.
No? Go again.
Okay. Let's open door number 5.
Wild card. Now, before you make your next selection, Sean, I want to mention that the holiday in this game is a trip to Hawaii. So you might want to just go fishing on the board and see if you can come up with that one. But your decision.
Let's find that holiday trip under number 13.
Video camera. That's a good prize, too. The natural to that would have occurred if you'd gone to number 16. So another great prize and another opportunity. Let's see if it pays off for you. Select.
Let's open another wild card at 22.
Green take.
Let's get a match for that green take at number 9.
Red take. No match. Robin?
Okay, let's see if we can find one of those for the take under number 20.
Green take. You did.
Okay, was the green one under number 22?
Yes, it was. Nicely done, Robin. There's the take. She's got the word processor, the video camera as well. 2 fabulous prizes. In the last game, you held on to your take, and it worked out well for you.
I'll hang on to it again.
All ready? Let's open these 2 doors for Robin Harris.
Nope, not yet.
Select.
Okay, let's see what's behind number 18.
Hawaiian holiday.
Oh. I need a vacation. Let's see if we can find a wild card or the match for that under number 8.
Wild card makes it a match. Well done. The other Hawaiian holiday is at number 4. That prize moves up on your side of the board. We are running out of time, Robin. Do you want to use the take, or do you want to still save it?
I'll take the video camera.
Okay. Let's take the video camera away from Sean, put it up on Robin's side of the board, and open these 3 doors for her benefit. Will she make it 2 games in a row and sweep the match?
No.
Select again.
Okay, let's see.
Sean's pulling up his sleeves. All right, get your hands close to your signaling button. First one to ring in with the correct solution will win the game. Number 1. Number 3. Oh, Sean's in there fast. I thought he might be.
Is it share and share alike?
I think you may be right. Let's find out. Is it share and share alike? Yes, it is. Way to go, Sean. Congratulations. That was a complicated puzzle, and I'm going to show the folks at home the big picture for just a moment. SH plus the arrows pointing at hair for share. Arrows pointing at hand. Share and SH plus the hair. Share all plus the I plus K. All like. Share and share alike. Sean, you've just won this prize.
A word processor. Magnavox Video Writer Word Processor, an all-in-one system for the home with built-in screen, disk memory, electronic dictionary, and printer. Furnished by Magnavox.
All right, Sean, congratulations. The light goes on in front of you. This match is all tied up. Hands close to those signaling buttons. You just heard him say that this is the fun part. This is the tough part also, the tiebreaker game. Good luck to you both. Ring in when you can solve it. Sean.
Is it naughty girl?
Is it naughty girl? No, it is not. Robin, take a look at the entire puzzle. Can you solve this?
Naughty Grail?
Is it naughty grail? No, it is not. All right, I'm going to break it down. Pay very close attention. Hands close to the signaling buttons. The first one is not a knot. It's a hole. Who was first? Sean was first.
Is it Holy Grail?
Holy Grail. It sounds right. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay, Sean. You did it. By golly. All right. I'm going to show you folks again that picture very quickly. Show you where they were making their mistake. As I pointed out, this is not a knot. It's a hole. Hole plus E, very straightforward. Holy, G, plus the arrows pointing at a rail. Holy Grail. Sean, come on down here. Going to get another shot at the cars. Robin, we've got to say goodbye to you. However, you did win some lovely prizes, more than $2,500 worth. Good luck with your new baby.
Thank you
Take care.
very
So
much.
long. John, you and I are going to the winner's circle again. But first, we've got to take this commercial break.
Have some Butterball.
I'm worried about you, Mom. These are cold cuts. Butterball's a turkey.
Not always. Now Butterball is turkey cold cuts. Great tasting bologna, pastrami, and salami.
Ma, I can't believe my mouth.
After all, it's Butterball cold cuts.
Remember when we said that stuff about for richer, for poorer?
I do.
Well, then how come your coffee looks darker than mine?
Mine's decaffeinated Folgers Crystals. Yours is the decaffeinated you always drink.
Did you use the same amount?
Sure. These dark, sparkling crystals are made from Folgers mountain-grown beans.
Mmm, really rich.
Sip.
Mmm.
Love it?
I do.
You do?
I do.
You're crazy about me.
I am.
Trust me.
Decaffeinated Folgers crystals, so dark and rich. Shouldn't you switch?
Since the turn of the century, there have been 16 presidents and one original Bengay. There have been 580 Nobel Prize winners and one original Bengay. There have been 12 men who walked on the moon and one original Bengay. But now we're introducing a different formula Bengay, Bengay warming ice. It goes on cool, then warms as its scent disappears. For fast relief of minor arthritis pain, warming ice. For Bengay, it's a once-in-a-lifetime introduction.
Who am I? Well, some days I'm silk. Some days, I'm denim. But underneath it all, I'm a woman every day. And I always want to be feminine. So I start each day fresh with Carefree. Carefree's something I do for me. Because when I'm fresh dressed, I feel more feminine. So even though some days I'm cashmere, and some days I'm cotton, I'm a woman every day. So underneath it all, I use Carefree every day.
World champion Jackie Joyner-Kersee has asthma. Jackie relies on Primatene Mist for the fastest kind of relief. In as fast as 15 seconds, Primatene restores free breathing. Primatene Mist, when speed of relief counts.
18 years ago, I saw my mother-in-law murdered. And for years, we lived in fear because the killer was still free. Then Unsolved Mysteries told our story. And because people were watching, he was caught and put in jail.
John, Beverly is up there on one of those stairs. She's eager to go and point out a car that you win. You can do it. Here are the 15 numbered squares, and you've got a full 55 seconds on the clock.
Oh, boy.
Make it pay off. Good luck. Here you go.
1, 6.
No match.
3, 10.
That's a match.
4, 6.
That's a match.
9, 11.
Nope.
2, 9.
Right.
12.
Looking good.
8.
No.
14. 12.
Right.
15. 13.
No.
8. 5.
No.
13. 5.
Right.
7. 15.
Yes.
11.
One more. That's all you
8.
need. No.
1. 8.
No.
1.
But you've got
11.
all the time in the world. And you've just done it. Congratulations. Way to go. All right, he's on the car. Gene, tell him what he's got.
Okay, Alex, Sean, you've just won this Volkswagen Fox GL Sport 4-door. Features a 5-speed manual transmission, a 1.8-liter 4-cylinder fuel-injected engine, and air conditioning. Furnished by Volkswagen, a prize worth over $9,600.
There you go, John. Yeah. All right, who are you surrounded by right here?
I'm surrounded by my girlfriend, my best friend, her father, and her best friend.
How about that? A lot of people are very happy and excited over the fact that you just won a brand new car for a total of $12,866 in prizes. Congratulations. Thank you. All right, break time for us right after we hear from Gene.
Some of today's participants may receive the Baldwin Hastings mantel clock. Is constructed of solid mahogany and features polished brass plated dial with contrasting time ring and raised numerals. Furnished by Baldwin Piano and Organ Company. We'll be back to Alex Trebek in just a moment.
You know how it says push here to open, but it never really opens right? Well, Tide got it right with its new Snap Tight lid. Easy to open, easy to close. No more spilling. It took Tide to top Tide.
You look wonderful. I'm in love with a Lean Cuisine lady.
Stouffer's Lean Cuisine. You have your taste, you have your style.
Ken and I are always amazed that Lean Cuisine's under 300 calories because it tastes so good.
Stouffer's Lean Cuisine. You have good taste, and it shows. Stouffer's Lean Cuisine.
Don't be a baby. If you don't take your cold medicine, how are you ever going to feel better? Try NyQuil Cherry Flavor. It's the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest in a great cherry flavor medicine.
See you tomorrow.
Tonight, the USA takes on Brazil in the men's volleyball semifinal. And American Tim Mayotte goes for the gold against Miloslav Mechir in the men's tennis final. The Olympics are live tonight, only on NBC.
This is Gene Wood speaking for Classic Concentration, a Mark Goodson television production.
Your day are on Days of Our Lives, weekdays.
I may have been born with this body, but I've always exercised, I've always been active. And there was one point where I slacked off just a bit. And after about a couple months, it started to show, and I felt it, and I felt my energy go down. And, I mean, once you start, you have to keep going, or else you never feel as good as you felt before.
Join Jack LaLanne now for just $18 a month.
I don't think this body would be mine to keep if I didn't work out. It might still be thin, but it would be real wiggly.
1/3 of all Americans over age 65 feel like they're wearing a blindfold. They suffer from cataracts, a condition that need not exist. Affordable treatment can be provided, and in many cases, at no cost to you. Call Cataract Eye Surgeons. 1-800-223-1212. We even provide free transportation to an ophthalmologist near you. Remove the blindfold. Call 1-800-223-1212.
Today, 18 million eat this as bread. 55 million eat this. 240 million eat this. But only 8 million eat this as bread. These people produce more safe cars and blonde beauties. They invented the Nobel Prize and the zipper. They also play better tennis, and they watch less television. That's the Swedish way. Wassa crisp bread. You can have it in America.
The sex and torture trial of art dealer Andrew Crispo.
At 6.
NBC News at this hour. I'm Tom Brokaw at the Kennedy Space Center, where they now say it will be at least 20 minutes before they can launch the Space Shuttle Discovery, which is on the pad with all the astronauts in it. They're still evaluating weather conditions high above us, on the ground here, and at the emergency landing sites around the world. This, of course, would be the first launch since the Challenger tragedy 32 months ago. We'll keep you posted. I'm Tom Brokaw, NBC News.
Look at this studio, filled with glamorous prizes, fabulous and exciting merchandise, including this, sporting a new design, this $14,700 performance coupe. She'll go nuts when you give her this 18-karat gold walnut design ear clips. And hundreds of TV channels at your fingertips for this $1,800 satellite dish. Over $79,000 just waiting to be won today on Wheel of Fortune. And now, here's your host, Pat Sajak.
Oh, hi. Thanks, MG. That was very nice of you to do that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our hostess, a woman who does this, I think, better than anyone in show business. Here's Vanna White. Vanna. Time to meet our three players now who are anxious, I can tell. Sarah's already kind of doing warm-ups over here. This is Sarah Tyke from Phoenix, Arizona. What do you do back there, Sarah?
Well, I'm a mother right now, full-time, retired school teacher, but working harder at home.
Yeah, you have how many? One?
One, 2-year-old. And
that'll keep you busy.
Right. I have a wonderful husband, Bill, and he's here with me this evening.
Terrific. Now, some sort of family business you're involved in?
That's right. My husband's a chiropractor, and I work in the office a little bit.
Well, good. Well, that makes everything cozy. It's nice to have you here, Sarah. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
Welcome to our little show here. This is Lynn Work from a place in Kentucky called Dry Ridge.
That's right.
Is that a small place?
It's a small place, about halfway between Lexington and Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah, but a great place, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You have family you want to talk about?
Yeah, I've got
son, Ryan. He's 5. I got a daughter, Shelley, who's 3, and my husband, who's here.
Yeah, and you work as well, right?
Yeah, I'm a research technician for a major consumer products company in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay, and nicely presented.
Thank you.
Lynn. Good luck to you. Alvin, you're back. This is Alvin Quamino from Richmond, California, going to school up at Berkeley. Is that
That's right.
What are you studying up there?
I'm a graduate student in law and business.
Good for you. And also a pretty good Wheel of Fortune player, as you demonstrated yesterday. $16,100 in prizes. What a great game this is, huh, Alvin?
It sure is, Pat. It sure is.
We're going to play it right now. We have a $750 space on our wheel. Try not to be bankrupt. If you do, you lose your cash, but not your merchandise, because once you buy a prize, heck, it's yours to keep. Here's our first puzzle. It's a phrase, and just before the show, we drew numbers to see who would start the game. And it's going to be you, Sarah. Good luck.
Okay, Sarah.
300.
I'd like a tea, please.
You got it. 1 T. Right there.
I'll spin.
Okay. 100.
I'd like an H, please.
Uh-huh, there are 2 H's, yeah. $500, Sarah.
I'll spin.
All right.
Come on, come on.
150.
I'd like an R, please.
Yes, 1 R. Right. Going very well here. Now what?
I think I'll buy a vowel.
Okay.
How about an E?
Well, that seems like a good idea. There is a 1, and you give me a couple more. All right.
I'll spin.
Go ahead.
I'd like an L, please.
And here come 2 L's, another $800. Sarah, you have 1,200.
I'll buy a vowel, please.
Okay.
How about an A?
Yes, 3 A's. These should help you out. Now, you have $950. It has been all Sarah. What do you want to do?
I'll spin.
Okay. No, 600.
I'd like an S, please.
Yeah, and good thing, too, because there are 2 S's. Now, 2150.
I'll get the puzzle.
Well, go ahead. Or you can spin it if
I'll
you're
spin.
not sure. All
I'll
right,
spin.
go ahead.
I'd like a V, please.
Yeah, there is a V. Now, 2450. To spin it or solve
I'll
it?
have to spin it.
All right. Yeah.
I'd like a W, please.
Thank goodness. Yes, there is one. What do we have up there?
I'd like to solve it,
Yeah, please do.
The walls have ears.
Yeah, that's it.
It took me a minute.
Oh, that's all right. There could have been halls, malls. There are a lot of things with ears. Almost $3,000 to spend in the workout room. Here we go.
Okay, for $1,200, I'd like the Palm Springs trip.
Okay, that's yours. You still have over $1,700 to go.
Let's see, for $450, the His and Her body wear.
All right, fine. $1,300 left.
For $590, the His and Her watches.
Okay, and now you have $710.
For $500, the Gym Sports Pack.
Okay, $210, and we'll put that on a Lynn Deutsch Limited gift certificate or on account. How would you like it?
The gift certificate, please.
Here's the easy part. You just look out there and you smile, and MG Kelly tells you about your prizes.
And it goes like this. Soft Touch puts designer fashion into fitness for you. Coordinated body wear and nylon fibers. Bright colors, layered looks, and silhouettes for any workout furnished by Soft Touch. Retail value $450. Gold's Gym's fitness workout apparel and shoes, nutritional supplements, and membership certificate. Keep you healthy, trim, and in style. Furnished by Gold's Gym. Retail value $500. The ultimate set of Gucci timepieces. The classic look over the years. Watches for men and women combine Swiss quartz precision and genuine lizard skin straps. And classic elegance. Furnished by Gucci. Retail value $590. And you and a guest will spend a week at the Mission Hills Resort Hotel in Palm Springs. Yes, the jewel in the desert. Luxurious accommodations, golf, tennis, and fabulous dining. Furnished by Mission Hills Resort Hotel. Retail value, $1,200.
Hey. Well, you did it. All right. And now it's time for a commercial. Maybe 2, maybe 3, as many as they can cram in, I guess. So we'll be back with round 2 in just a minute. Stay with us.
We'd like to make something perfectly clear. The 2 best-selling spray cleaners are not the same. One is clearly faster and better at removing tough, greasy dirt. Formula 409 spray cleaner. It's clearly better.
It was a hot, steamy night. Drains were clogged all over town.
3 tough guys. Loading.
For clogs at their worst.
And it's for you.
Liquid Plumber is the plumber to call first. To clear out tough clogs, call Liquid Plumber first.
Every day it's like this family's on a merry-go-round. So whatever else I do, every day I make sure they eat right and get their 1-a-day maximum formula. It has all the essential vitamins and minerals they need. And now they've made it even better with beta-carotene, the nutrient from fruits and vegetables that most of us don't get enough of. And isn't it just like 1-a-day vitamins to give us more beta-carotene than any other leading brand?
1 a day, every day, because your health is #1.
Thanks, Mom.
Back we are with our second round, and here's our second puzzle. See how it all works out? Person, the category. Remember, person does not always mean proper name. Go, Lynn. 500.
Can I have an S?
Yeah, I sure can. 1 S. 450.
Can I have an N?
No N. Okay, Alvin. $700.
Can I have a T?
Yes, 1 T.
I'll spin, Pat.
All right, go ahead. $700.
Can I have an R?
Yes, 3 R's. Good news. Hey, Alvin, $2,800.
I'll spin.
Okay. $450.
Can I have an F?
Yes, there's 1 F. Boy, on he goes. $3,250.
I'd like to buy a bottle, Pat. I'd like an E.
There is not 1 E in that puzzle, I'm afraid. And Sarah, it's your turn. $150.
I'd like an M, please.
No, M. Lynn?
Come on, Lynn.
$300.
Can I have a C, please?
There you go. 2 C's. And now she wants an H. Well, how about 2 H's? And that takes you to $3,100.
How about just all the purpose?
Go ahead.
Pastor of our church.
Yeah, good for you. Zip right through that one. Get that going. Good for you. Okay, Lynn, $3,100 to be spent in the Wheel of Fortune master bedroom. Here we go.
For $500, I'd like the wall coverings, please.
Okay, $2,600 left.
Okay, for $1,900, I'd like the gold leaf pen.
Okay, $700 to go.
For $430, I'd like the child's chair.
All right, and that takes you down to $270.
And for $270, I'll take the table lamp.
All right, $270 minus $270 would, well, we'll get our math department on that. And here's MG with the prizes.
A pair of Briarwood lamps for you. Ivory and brown floral design on beautiful hand-blown opal glass with antique brass finish. Furnished by Quazell Lighting. Retail value $270. And Tennessee Furniture Industries hand-carved elegant mahogany Georgian corner child's chair with traditional ball and claw feet upholstered in ivory damask. Furnished by Tennessee Furniture Industries. Retail value $430. And Waverly wall coverings designed to beautify and customize your home. You can choose from Four Corners collection furnished by Waverly. Retail value $500. And liven up a dress or blazer lapel with this hand-sculptured 18-karat gold leaf pen. This bauble may be yours with your gift certificate furnished by Van Cleef & Arpels. Retail value $1,900.
Okay. Pretty good haul there. The tie match going, just $150 is separating the ladies, and Alvin's going to start our third round, which will feature $2,000 space on the wheel. We'll get to that if I ever finish this lousy sentence. Stay with me.
Have a handsome new neighbor.
Oh, Mother.
A doctor. Oh, my. Here he is.
All right, think fast. Think best savers with fast-acting mint crystals. Dinner tomorrow?
Perfect.
The idea that one dog food is best for every dog is silly. Puppies, for instance, need calcium for growing bones, so there's Cycle Puppy. Older dogs need the easily digestible protein in Cycle Senior. Overweight dogs need satisfying meals with fewer calories, Cycle Light. While healthy adult dogs need the balanced nutrition of Cycle Adult. Cycle, because no one dog food is right for every dog.
The problem may not be your phone, but your long-distance phone company. For fiber optic calls that sound the best and cost less, call U.S. Sprint now.
Tu es le soleil, Hélène, la lune, les étoiles.
Et toi, Cruz, tu es ma vie. Je t'aime.
Did you know Santa Barbara is the highest-rated soap opera in France? But you don't have to go there to watch it. It's on here every weekday, and it's in English.
I love you too.
Come home to the best and discover how the world's best are doing in Seoul. Afternoons at 4 Eastern, the Olympics are only on NBC.
Third round, we do have that $2,000 space on the wheel. Lots of money out there. Let's win some of it. We're looking for person this time. And again, I remind you that person does not always mean proper name. Alvin, your turn. And 200.
Is there a T?
No, sorry, there's no T. And Sarah, it's your turn. $550.
An R, please.
2 R's, and that's $1,100.
I'll spin.
$250.
An S, please.
And 2 S's, another $500.
I'll buy a vowel.
All right.
I'd like an E, please.
1 E. There it is. Okay, Sarah.
I'll spin.
There you go.
An L, please.
Oh, we couldn't capture it. There's no L. Sorry. Lynn? $300.
Can I have an N, please?
Let's see. Can you? Yeah, you can. 1 N.
Ten, please.
$800.
Can I have an F?
There is no F. Alvin, back to you. $500.
May I have a P, please?
Yeah, there are 3 P's, and that's going to get you up there quickly to $1,500.
I'll spin, Pat.
All right, Alvin. $350.
I'd like a C, please.
There is a C. Will he spin again? Let's ask him.
I'll spin, Pat.
All right. Well, 200.
I'd like an M, please.
There is an M. And will he go on? Alvin, will he?
Pat, I'm going to solve.
Well, go ahead.
Comparison shopper.
Yes, Done. Well, 3 rounds, 3 different winners here. That's, we always like that. And you have $2,000 to spend in the dining room. Here we go.
For $766, I'd like the Lake Tahoe weekend.
Sure, and you still have over $1,200.
For $450, I'd like the flowers.
Okay, just under $800 to go.
For $100, I'd like the desserts.
Okay. Stick those eclairs in your mail every month. $684 to go.
For $430, I'd like the candlesticks.
And that's going to do it. $254 will go on a gift certificate. And here's another impressive list of prizes by that silver-tongued devil himself, M.G. Kelly.
Well, thanks for the setup, Pat. Aphrodite's Gourmet Dessert, a special for a special person. Once a month, you'll receive a delicious dessert that may satisfy the most discriminating sweet tooth, furnished by Aphrodite. Retail value $100. And Aurifor's Regina candlesticks for beautiful candlelight, handcrafted, hand-blown from a full line of lead crystal, furnished by Aurifor's. Retail value $430. And you may complement your decor with a beautiful floral arrangement each month, also for a year from Burbank, furnished by Sherwood Forest. Retail value $450. And it's a trip to Lake Tahoe. We'll fly you and a guest for a weekend at Del Webb's High Sierra Casino Hotel. Magnificent Lake Tahoe with 500 luxury rooms, gourmet dining, and warm Western hospitality. Furnished by Del Webb Sahara Casino Hotel. Retail value on this is $766.
Good work. You want to play some more? Yeah? Sure? Okay, fine, we'll do it. It's a democracy we have here. We'll be back. 4th round.
We interrupt this program for an NBC News special report. The flight of discovery. Here is Tom Brokaw at Kennedy Space Center.
Good morning, everyone. We're now about 10 minutes away from the scheduled launch of the Space Shuttle Discovery. This could be the most elaborate and expensive kickstart in history as NASA attempts to get the U.S. space program back into the race 32 months after the shuttle Challenger blew up, killing 7 astronauts. The weather has been a problem all morning here at the Kennedy Space Center. Light winds at high altitudes were the problem early on, and then some conditions at the emergency landing sites around the world. But most of that now does appear to have been solved. And there on Launch Pad 39B, the orbiter is in place. All 5 astronauts are in their pressure suits and locked into place, and they're talking with the control room here. It's 32 months after the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster, of course, and this is an attempt to soften the memory of that. After all, after our long and romantic involvement with space, for most of us, that great tragedy was like a sudden death in our own family. And so today, while the payload is a relay and tracking satellite to be used by other space systems, the real mission here is to, as I say, soften the memory of Challenger and to reignite the commitment of the American people to the U.S. space program. Everyone here has a lot riding on the successful launch today of the Space Shuttle Discovery. The final go, no-go decision will be made by Navy Captain Robert Crippen, who is one of the most experienced of the astronauts. There will be no confusion on communications this time. He'll go through the various checkpoints, about 25 in all, and he'll say go or no go from that room. Standing by as well as my colleague, NBC science correspondent Robert Bazell. Robert, it does look better for the weather at this hour, I gather.
That's right, Tom. There's no problem with the weather here at the Kennedy Space Center at Cape Canaveral. There's some problem with some of the transatlantic sites. That's where they would land in an emergency, but there's one in Spain that's fine. There's no problem at Edwards Air Force Base. The early problem was with upper-level winds, which, as you mentioned, were too light, which might have been a problem because the computer software on board the Discovery couldn't handle them. They've done an analysis of the Johnson Space Center in Houston. Apparently, they think they can handle the current situation. There was no indication that they really got within acceptable limits, but they think they can handle it now, and it looks like a go for launch in terms of weather.
All right, thank you very much, Bob Bazell. Even with these holds that we've been experiencing all morning long, NASA has been clicking right through its predetermined schedule. It got the astronauts up on time this morning, even though those winds were unacceptable at an early hour. They had breakfast, and then they got into their pressure suits, and then that familiar picture that we have not seen for such a long time, in fact, 32 months. These are the 5 astronauts from Discovery who are all veterans. They represent the very best of breed in the American space program. NASA wants nothing to go wrong this time. They're led by Navy Captain Rick Houck. pilot from the Air Force, mission specialist, all of them have been in space before in the shuttle program. No civilians on this flight. Whether there ever will be again, that's a question that remains, of course. We want to tell you that they are in the orbiter right now. They're going through their checklist, and here going through our checklist with us this morning, two veterans of the American space program, one of whom has been with us before, Dr. Joe Kerwin, of course, who is no longer with NASA, but he is now with Lockheed, and Al O'Hara, who had to make these decisions as a launch director once before. Mr. O'Hara, let's begin with you if we can this morning. There are a lot of constraints on the conditions for launch today, and they're not going to let anything be marginal. Do you think that these kinds of constraints will continue if they have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 successful launches in a row?
I don't think so, Tom. On the second flight of this vehicle, we're already planning to reduce the testing based upon the in-flight data. So it's obvious that we need to be conservative this time, but on future flights, the checkout time will be reduced in the orbiter processing facility and as the launch rates go up. So I'm very confident that after this flight, when we get back in flight again, gather data, we'll be able to reduce that turnaround time.
Joe Kerwin, there have been about 500 modifications on the space shuttle, but people are going to look and say, what's different? But the design remains fundamentally the same, doesn't it?
Sure it does. Yeah, we can't go through all 500 mods, but it's constantly improving a given design is a good way to go. And I think that's the way the Soviets have gone in their program, to stay with the old designs and constantly improve them. And
what about what's happening with the space program itself? After the Challenger, did the program take a hit in terms of people being committed to it who might now go into other scientific endeavors?
Yes, I think so. NASA has found it more difficult to recruit the brightest young engineers and scientists, but that's a temporary thing. You know, I've talked to a lot of old friends and colleagues this morning from the Mercury and Gemini days, and there's been a good deal of talk about how wonderful it was in the old days, and can we ever get back to those good old days? The answer, I think, is let's get ahead to some good new days. I'm looking forward to seeing an 8-person International Space Station crew launch out of here, and the prospect of that will motivate people and make them want to come work for NASA.
You sat here with me on so many occasions in the past, Joe, both here and at Edwards and the landing. Did we just allow the American people, and did I become, in a way, I suppose, too complacent about this very complex procedure and high-risk adventure of going into space?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose we all did. We said in those early days we wanted the shuttle to become routine. We wanted a shuttle launch to be, well, maybe a little bit more exciting than the launch of a Continental or a Delta jet out of Orlando. Maybe it'll never be that way. Maybe it should.
Bob Seek receive a go from all elements
of
the launch team.
Let's listen now to Launch Control.
Who is the Deputy Director of the National Space Transportation System and the head of the Mission Management Team. We'll be picking up the countdown clock at 11:28 at the T-minus 9-minute point, which would give us a liftoff time at 11:37 Eastern Daylight Time this morning. During this period, recorders which document the operation of the final minutes of the countdown and the flight recorders have been turned on.
All right, so there has been
just
some
1 minute
slippage
before
now.
The countdown resumes.
They're going to resume the countdown at T-minus 9 at 11:28, and then we'll be going at 11:37 if all conditions remain in place. We're here at the Kennedy Space Center in the NBC booth. You heard so much about the O-rings. Those were the real improvements, of course, in the design of this space shuttle system. Here's an old O-ring. I'll give you some comparison now. And here is the improved version of it. I've got to be careful because I'm not really an engineer. In fact, a lot of people who know me will say, this guy can't screw in a light bulb, and what's he doing talking about O-rings? The fact of the matter is that you can see that the new one is a much heavier piece. It's got 3 pins where there were 2 before. And that, of course, made the big difference, they hope, in the solid rocket boosters. We want to show you now what those solid rocket boosters look like. They are the 2 Roman candles, in effect, which are on either side of the stack, and when they fire off, that lifts the orbiter off the pad. They are so powerful that they have to have some flex built into them, but what happened the last time is that they blew apart because of adverse weather conditions. They had been cold, and they stiffened up, And that's what caused the Challenger disaster. So they've made improvements in that, in the solid rocket booster. They've made improvements in the orbiter as well, and they've made improvements in the big external tank. That's the big brown tank that has all the fuel for the main engines, which are necessary once they get into orbit, and also on liftoff as well. We're going to show you what we're talking about here. This is the model. Now, there are the O-rings that you can see, and that's where the gas escaped from. This is the model that we're talking about. This is the orbiter itself. We have to go through this again. The big external tank, which was painted orange originally, and then they discovered they didn't need the paint, so they saved the weight. And these are the solid rocket boosters, which they hope can be recovered, and they've added a third O-ring to these sections because they take so much stress. On liftoff, it has to have some kind of give. And what happened last time, it just simply wasn't the flexibility. They came apart, and it ignited this entire apparatus here, which is the equivalent of an atomic bomb. I mean, it weighs 4,500,000 pounds at liftoff. So you know what happened at that time. So they think that they've made the adequate arrangements. They've also made an improvement in the landing gear. So if they have what they call an AOA, which is an abort once around, that they can land the orbiter in a more safe fashion. And there's something else as well on this.
The ground launch sequencer is part of the launch processing system.
We're back now on the countdown, so they're on schedule. This is the crucial countdown from 9 minutes on down. Let's listen for just a few moments.
System that the commands have been executed. 8 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. The primary job of the onboard computers is to check that all of the launch commit criteria, such as propellant loads, temperatures, pressures, and other measurements are normal and staying within their prescribed limits.
Okay, we're in the countdown now. We'll go through this 9-minute countdown. It'll get crucial down around 2 minutes again when the computer programs start to check in and make sure that everything's all right. And they were even giving us one warning that there may be some kind of an alarm in the cockpit because they've got these new pressure suits on that they're wearing, and they're worried about the pressure giving off a different kind of signal that may set some of those very sensitive alarms. 5-man crew on board. You should meet them because you'll be hearing a lot about them in the next 4 days. And these people are as important as the early pioneers of the American space program because they're trying to get it started again. Here is the crew, then, of the Space Shuttle Discovery.
Roger. Flight, proceed with transmission of the stored program command.
The Discovery crew, all pros, each has flown on the shuttle at least once. 4 of the 5 have military backgrounds. Training has been intense, practicing longer on the ground, spending more than 400 hours in simulators alone. No crew has ever worked harder. Navy Captain Rick Houck, 48 years old, is commander. He flew on both Challenger and Discovery.
I think we're very well trained. I think we're ready to fly. I think we've been ready to fly for several months now.
38-year-old Marine Colonel David Hilmers is one of 3 mission specialists on board.
We can't dwell on what happened in the past, or we'll never look forward to the future.
Air Force Colonel Dick Kobe, 42, is pilot. He flew on Discovery in 1985. All test pilots know that spaceflight is inherently dangerous.
As long as we have to ride rockets into Earth orbit, there's going to be a substantial risk. No matter how well you design your solid rocket motors or your main engines, there's going to be a risk.
38-year-old George Pinky Nelson, mission specialist. He's an astronomer. Mike Lounge, 41 years old, was a former Navy pilot. Like all the others, they're all married. They all have children. Daughter Kathy is 4 years old.
Kathy has several times said, Daddy, you're going to go fly the space shuttle, and it's not going to blow up, right? Asking me for some reassurance, and once she gets that, then it must be okay. You know, Daddy said it wouldn't, and so it won't. That's enough for her.
5 astronauts, often described as seasoned, cool, laconic, macho. The right stuff. 5 astronauts now in place in the Space Shuttle Discovery, going through the final moments of the countdown. We're now getting very close to what is expected to be one of the most important liftoffs in American space history, of course, an attempt to get the Space Shuttle program underway once again. Part of the modification, of course, of this system is that they now have 2 escape systems, one for the ground, one that once they're airborne, if they were at where they were, for example, on the Challenger, there is now a system that has been put in place that they hope will work. We want to show you how that might be put into effect. These astronauts are equipped with parachutes, and they'll have a space escape hole. There's no other way to describe it. It's kind of a a space fire pole, in effect. They'll go out of the orbiter just like that. If they're at...
Green light.
All clear. 4, 3.
All right, we're watching all of that with a lot of pros. Joe Engel, who's in Houston with us this morning and flew in the second space shuttle. Do you think that that system has got a lot of hazard built into it, that escape system? Joe, do you really think that it could work?
Well, no doubt about it, it can work, Tom. It's been tested, and they've checked it out thoroughly. And for the envelope that it's designed, I think it's probably going to give a real good assurance that those guys can get out if they get into that situation.
But they'd have to do that in the first few moments of the flight, wouldn't they? Because once they get up too high, they simply wouldn't be able to use it.
Well, not necessarily. They can glide back to within the parameters as long as they can get the vehicle back under control, glide back into the atmosphere, and get a stabilized glide situation set up. Then they can get set up to blow the hatch and use the escape system.
Okay, thank you, Joe Engel, who will be with us this morning from Houston as well. All of this cost, by the way, $2.5 billion to make these modifications. That's a small price indeed. We're now coming up on just under 4 minutes to the countdown. And at this point, the crew is going through a checklist that they have on board there. Let's listen for a few moments to Hugh Harris.
T-minus 3 minutes, 30 seconds. All 3 engines now being moved in a pattern to verify their readiness to support the ascent flight control. After going through their paces, they'll be aligned to their start positions. We're coming up on the 3-minute point in the count at T-minus 2 minutes 55 seconds. The start of the external tank liquid oxygen pressurization will begin. 3 minutes and counting. And the gaseous nitrogen purges of the main engines will be terminated.
Those main engines you can see there at the bottom, those big cones sticking out from the bottom, are going to be crucial, of course, for both liftoff, and then later on we'll be seeing those engines in the flight with those close-up NASA cameras. We want to tell you that there are a couple of crucial sequences coming up. Now, O'Hara, you've watched this in the past. They're going to have to pressurize the big liquid hydrogen tank.
T-minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
And then when we get down to, what, about 31 seconds, everything goes on automatic, in effect.
Automatic. The computers take over on board. There's no more intervention from the firing room. It's automatically cut off if there's a problem. That's a critical milestone in the countdown, the last 28 seconds.
All right, we're getting ready, obviously, to deal with the big external tank here.
Yes, that's the nose cone that's placed over it to keep any icing off of the tip of the nose cone. And that will be removed now, and it will just vent to atmosphere. They pressurized the tank at this point in time to build up pressure to force the propellants out when the engines ignite. So those big vents have been closed, and this is a key milestone as we go toward launch.
Part of the problem, of course, with the Challenger was that it was very cold here overnight on that January in Florida in 1986. What about launching in adverse weather conditions when there is a cold snap again, as there will be?
Well, they placed heaters on the solid rocket booster joints this time, and if there is any cold weather, that should keep them warm enough.
90 seconds and counting. Less than 2 minutes away from the launch of STS-26 and its crew of 5.
1 second,
and we have heard that the clock will hold at 31 seconds.
Now, that means that there's a hold just before they begin the automatic sequence, so that we are in...
We're anticipating the clock will hold at T-minus 31 seconds due to a failure. We have not heard what that is yet.
It's going down.
That's a normal hold point in the event that there is
probably due to the increase in the O2 going into the suit. Okay, with your concurrence, we'll clear the air.
The propellant, the propulsion hydraulic system can hold for 6 minutes today in order to protect the launch for tomorrow. And the APUs have started. They will continue to run. So if we don't hold any more than 6 minutes, we could reschedule tomorrow if there is a problem that causes us to stop.
We will not stop the clock. The orbiter computers have positioned the vent doors, T-minus 31 seconds. We have a go for auto-sequence start.
The problem has been cleared.
Redundant computers have assumed T-minus 23 seconds and counting. The SRB nozzle profile. T-minus 15.
Here we go.
14.
Remember the Challenger.
13,
Godspeed
12,
Discovery.
11, 10. We're go for main engine start. 7, 6, and main engine start. 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space as Discovery clears the tower.
Roger, roll, Discovery.
Crew confirms roll program. Houston now controlling. 3 engines at 104%. 3 good APUs, 3 good fuel cells. Standing by to begin. Throttle down to 65%. Engines throttling down now to maintain a certain speed as the spacecraft passes through max Q. Standing by to see engines begin to throttle back up at about 59 seconds. Mark 1 minute. Velocity 2,300 feet per second. Altitude 5.9 nautical miles. Downrange distance 3 nautical miles.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Go. Discovery given a go at throttle up. 3 engines at 104%. Velocity 3,200 feet per second. Altitude 10.8 nautical miles. Downrange distance 8 nautical miles.
We've passed a crucial test here, gentlemen. Go to throttle up was the last command that we heard, of course, on Challenger.
Yes.
We're waiting for the separation of those big solid rocket boosters that you see on either side.
25 seconds from solid rocket booster separation.
They held. The orbiter is in place.
1 minute, 45 seconds. 3 engines at 104%.
Next, if everything goes well, which it looks like now it will.
Velocity 4,800 feet per second. Altitude 20 nautical miles. Downrange distance 19 nautical miles. Standing by for solid rocket booster separation.
There they go.
It looks normal.
Yep.
Looks great.
Yep. Looks great.
Solid rocket boosters have separated. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. 3 engines still running 104%.
Still running 104%.
5,600 feet per second velocity, 31.8 nautical miles. Altitude, downrange distance 38 nautical miles.
Nice to hear the cheers in the background.
Oh, yeah, there it's a very telling moment here.
APUs still running at normal speed.
Hard
3 good fuel cells.
Hard to be objective. Very hard to be objective. That looks very clean indeed. Mr. O'Hara, you're our expert. That was a pretty clean launch.
Call-ups here shortly from the captain.
We waited for this a long time. I'm sure the people in the fire wing in Houston are really excited. Of course, we'll be totally restful when we land at Edwards Air Force Base. A lot of the mission ahead of us, but this has been a great launch.
Well, we've still got to hit the orbit here. We've got work to do yet today.
Absolutely.
But they got through the critical area with the light winds. The computer program's held. Everything is looking good. The solid rocket boosters are all in place. And they separated off, and that's launch pad 39B. And standing outside is NBC's Robert Bazell, who got the full effect once again of the sound and the fury, and in this case, the joyful reverberation of the Space Shuttle Discovery, Bob.
Well, Tom, like you said, it's a little bit difficult to be objective. First, there was when the countdown clock went past 31 seconds, which means that the onboard computers took over, and the great cheer that went up with all the employees here at the Kennedy Space Center, that was fantastic. And of course, the moment of liftoff, when we felt the enormous power of Discovery, and then when that go for throttle up, everybody holding their breath, we went past it, America's back in space. I must admit, I feel very happy, and it was really thrilling. It was one of the most thrilling things that's ever happened to me as a reporter.
Well, there are many questions still about the American space program, but from a purely human point of view, who could not be thrilled that this has worked today? Because we have all lived with this in our own way, all of us. People who would never forget the Challenger. Now they can remember this launch today of the Discovery, an aptly named shuttle that is on its way to orbit, and things are looking very good at this time. We want to tell you that this mission will be 4 days altogether. They're going to launch primarily a relay and tracking data system satellite up there on the first day. But what they're going to do most of all is kind of get their own confidence back and reinstill the confidence of the American people in the space program. Joe Engle in Houston, you were as I said earlier, with Dick Truly as your partner. You went up on the second of these space shuttle launches. What did you think of today's?
I tell you, Tom, that was magnificent. It's a real tribute to the people, not just the thousands of people that worked to get the shuttle ready to go again, but particularly that launch team. After better than 2.5 years to go through a very complex launch procedure like that and pull it off a first time through, that's a tremendous tribute.
You were a crack pilot, so was Dick Truly, of course, and Rick Houck, who is in the commander of this flight today, is one of the very best in the astronaut corps. Do you think we're going to have to keep the standards at that level, or do you think that down the road again that we can begin to permit people to go up in the shuttle who are not necessarily best of breed in the astronaut corps, civilians and others?
Well, I don't think there's anything magic in going up in the shuttle, Tom. I think that for sure the considerations have to be made as to why those people are going, and to accept the fact that, as we've said so many times, there's a lot of risk involved in the program. And I think that was the biggest shock to everybody. We had people on board that were not professional astronauts, and I think that shocked a good number of folks.
Okay, Joe Engle, thanks very much for being with us this morning. We want to tell you that everything is looking good right now for the Space Shuttle Discovery on its launch today. It got off on a small delay, about 1 hour and 35 minutes altogether. That was a result of weather conditions, no problems on board the system itself. And a man who's getting in place now flew on the equivalent of the Model T in the American space program.
Somehow I resemble that remark.
Senator John Glenn of Ohio, of course, was the first American to orbit the Earth, and he gave us his own thrill when you did that. John, how many years ago was that now?
Well, a few too many. I guess it was 26 years ago last February, so it's getting to be ancient history by now, but this was a great morning here. It really went well.
Senator, what about the future of the American space program? A lot of people believe that we've got too much of our resources tied up in this space shuttle system, too much tied up in a manned space program, that we can do it more efficiently in terms of these launches, and we ought to be looking at things like space stations and more space exploration.
Well, I think there'll always be a balance between the two programs. I think there's some missions can obviously be performed better on an unmanned vehicle, a single launch of whatever the lighter payload is. But this is a very versatile vehicle, and I have favored the shuttle approach from the word go. I think they're complementary programs, manned and unmanned. Wherever people learn to travel in space, we're always going to precede our visits there with unmanned spacecraft to give us as much information as we can about the environment we're going into. And that's the role of that. But men and women going into space can work in a laboratory of space, such as the orbiting space laboratory that we'll have up there one of these days in the mid-90s, and do far more. It's like, if you think on Earth, on a laboratory, could you remotely from outside the laboratory do as well as going in the lab and conducting the experiments yourself? The answer is obviously no. So there's a place for both programs.
But we don't seem to be, as a nation, thinking very carefully about where we want to go in space and how we want to get there. Here we're in the middle of a presidential campaign. It never comes up.
Well, it came up, both of the candidates this time made very good, solid policy statements on their support for the permanently orbiting space station. I find that encouraging. I just hope whoever's in there follows it up with good budget responses, more so than this past administration has done. They've said all the right things, but the budget support's been somewhat weak on occasion.
This kind of a successful launch today and all the romance that comes with it and the human drama, that probably helps in terms of getting the American people back behind it again, doesn't it?
It helps, but you know, Tom, ever since I was in the program myself back in those days, I have stressed the research return that's going to be of value to everybody right here on Earth.
Senator, we're just going to show you what's going on up there right now, if I can just engage you in this, because we're going to listen to NASA. The big external tank is...
main engine cutoff confirmed.
And that means...
Discovery's 3 main engines have now shut down as programmed.
Another very crucial stop along the way as they go into the... as they get themselves into a position to go into orbit.
Go. Ohms 1 not required.
Don't have to make the maneuver. They went more straight up this time, you may have noticed, because they inserted themselves in a different configuration. They wanted to reduce the number of maneuvers that they might normally have to make so that they could go right straight up and get into an orbit with as much efficiency as possible.
Altitude. Standing by for external tank separation.
Standing by. We're standing by for external tank separation. We were a little premature in our simulation there. That has not yet happened. Ours doesn't count, this one does.
Discovery, your go for APU shutdown on time.
Roger.
The auxiliary power units is what they're shutting down on time. Everything has met the timeline so far, no problems that we've been able to hear.
And to gimbal the engines.
Let's just get the external tank separated if we can, which should come at any moment now. That's that big brown tank that fuels those main engines, which have now been shut down, but then you've got to get rid of it. And when they get rid of it, it breaks up and it falls into the ocean over a long, wide path. Pieces of it have, I don't know whether they've ever been recovered or not. There was some concern in the early days that they would rain across Australia. That really didn't happen. It breaks up into so many small pieces that it just generally goes into the ocean. The solid rocket boosters, of course, are recovered. Senator Glenn, you were saying that I raised the proposition that if this goes well from a human point of view, people will get involved in the romance of space again. You think that we invest too much in the romance of space?
That's a factor, and the romance of space seems to come in as we go into the first, whether it's Al Shepard's first suborbital, my orbital, and the other first steps that occur beyond that. But you know, the value of the program is basic research, and if this nation is a product of anything, it's the basic research that we've been willing to support through the years. That, plus I don't think most Americans want to see us second place in space. Space has been a focal point of attention in the rest of the world. It has been a demonstration of our superiority in science and technology. And what we have found are tens upon thousands of kids wanting to come here to get their education. Now, that results in political followership around the world. And I don't want to see the children of the world aspiring to go to Patrice Lumumba University in the Soviet Union as opposed to coming to Florida, Caltech, Ohio State, or wherever in this country. So there's that political aspect of the space program also.
All right, Senator, we're going to look at that launch one more time.
Good. I'd like to see it again.
Okay. Let's take a look now. This is the successful launch now about 12 minutes ago here at the Kennedy Space Center.
3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff. Americans return to space.
If he's completely...